Hello, hello. This is Traci Harrell, and welcome to Bigger Than Me. Each week, we focus on how to achieve your definition of success and happiness. On Bigger Than Me, we bring together a combination of ageless wisdom, the latest research, and engaging interviews with amazing people who are sharing their stories to help each of us achieve our full potential. Your journey to transformation begins right now. Let's do this. All right. This is Traci Harrell, and you're tuning in to Bigger Than Me. And today I am so excited. I am over the moon excited for so many reasons. First of all, this show is about highlighting amazing people living their best life. But it's also about people telling their stories about the journey of life. So we're going to start. My first guest is Mr. Andy Stokes.
How you doing?
Don't be acting shy on this show,
You
Andy. You
you
cannot have me all loud. And you,
smooth.
no. Well,
I've been smoothie. What's up, girl?
What's
Around
up?
the world. What's happening,
That's
girl?
what
What's
this
happening?
is radio and YouTube.
Okay, I'm with you.
You with me?
I'm
You
with you.
me?
I think he's got your back.
He's
I
got
got
me.
you.
So what I love about Andy is you are so kind and humble.
Thank you.
You sing like a star. So I brought a few people
No, he's
here.
not like a star. He is a star.
Excuse me. He seems like an angel. Excuse me. He seems like an angel. And so I brought some people in to really talk a little bit more about who you are. You have a #1 R&B song called
Best day ever.
Best Day Ever. And the inspiration for Best Day Ever is your lovely wife, Vicky, who we have here in studio off camera, but she's right
Well,
here.
she ain't
I
about
am
to be
right
on.
here.
She is not about to be on nobody's camera.
but hi, Vicky.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
You are so beautiful.
Thank you.
And so what we're going to do to kick this show off is we're going to tell the story about how the song was created. We have Tom McElroy here. Tom is an amazing guitarist. We go to the same church,
Yes, we do.
New Beginnings,
New Beginnings
Christian
Christian
Fellowship.
Fellowship.
He's in the band. We
I'm
have
in the
the
band.
best band if you don't have a church in Seattle or in the Pacific Northwest. It is the church to attend. I have to admit, when
It's
I'm,
a good band.
it's a good church.
Yeah, it's a good church.
It's a good, a pastor,
Great pastor,
teacher,
great teacher. Yeah.
Braxton, Reverend Braxton.
Braxton,
He's
yeah.
amazing. That's where I actually was first introduced to Tom.
Yep.
Tom is amazing. I did not know that Tom knew this handsome gentleman until, and we'll talk about the divine intervention that brought us all together. But
Okay.
Tom, tell us about this guy. I'm not hip. I don't pretend to be hip. I don't know the songs that are playing on the radio, but I know what I like.
Well, Andy's a great guy. He's a great singer. He's a wonderful entertainer. We just played the Waterfront Blues Festival and really turned it out.
Nice. But let's talk about who you are so they know who you are. You've played with the likes of Etta James.
Frida Payne, Laverne Baker, George Duke, Joey DeFrancesco, that
Been-
kind of stuff.
Been in the business for how long?
45 years.
45 years. And I heard you say he was the best.
R&B singer around.
Can you say it again?
Best R&B singer
Yeah.
around.
Well, why don't we just see? So this is what we're going to do, people. We have Andy here. Oh, sorry. And in the studio, also, we have Andy. Can you introduce your two best
we
buddies?
have my most favorite friends in the whole world,
Oh, we love you.
and we love them both to death.
Marty and Sherry.
Marty and Sherry Calvert,
Hey, how's it going?
Montana.
In California.
Represent.
California.
And you guys were the inspiration for this song. Am I right?
Well, Vicky was the inspiration.
Vicky
and,
was inspirational.
And
Yeah, it's
I
always the wife.
It's always
Yeah.
the way. Sorry, wrong word.
I was just the emphasis at a Thanksgiving because they say best day ever to each other every day, and I said, Andy, that is a great hook. You have to write a song about that, and it came from their love, and it came just an inspiration. Then I got it at our Friendsgiving, where we invite people who don't have a place to go for Thanksgiving, and sometimes it's 20, sometimes it's 30, but magic happens there, and it's really good.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
I'll be there next Thanksgiving.
I hope I'll get an invitation too.
All are welcome.
All are
Yeah.
welcome.
All are welcome.
Well,
But-
I got to tell you, it's potluck, so sometimes you end up with 20 pumpkin pies.
Sweet potato.
Which is
I'm from
totally
the South.
fine
I'm from the
for
South.
me.
Exactly.
It's a great thing they do.
I love it.
But as far as the song, when I met her, she's the one that would say to me at the end of each day, best day ever. So we just started saying it to each other, and then what Marty just, said that, he said to me, you should write a song about it. So I tried to write a song about it for like 2 or 3 months, and I had the lyrics down that I wanted, but I didn't have the right music. So my wife, Miss Vicky, Miss V, as the
Miss
band
V.
call her, and she
Mama.
said, you need to write your own stuff. Let's go to California. You've been writing music with everybody else, and you need to write your own music. And I need to write my own music. I need to write the music that I've been making people dance for 38 years, 39 years.
I love it.
So I went down and met this producer by the name of PK, and I sang to him what I heard in my head. And he said, give me an hour. And we came back, and he had this music, and I said, that's it. And I went in the studio. In 2 takes, it was done.
Wow.
Just like that.
And it's a beautiful.
And he called us all excited. He's like, it's done.
It's
Yeah. And so when we were at Marty's house, and he hadn't heard it yet. And so before I played it, I wanted nobody talking, nobody saying a word, because this is special to me because of him, because of Marty. Because I knew that as soon as he heard it, he gonna lose it.
Don't lose it.
And he yeah.
Did you lose
it?
it?
Very
Did you
emotional
lose
day.
it? Did you
Yeah.
lose it?
It was.
I did. I said, Andy, that is a hit.
Yeah.
I said that there's no two ways about it. That is a hit, and it was #1 last year on the indie R&B. It was a hit, and
Wow. Number one.
that's the first of many that are coming for him.
Oh,
yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. We're gonna talk about this other song that's coming out, but I know. I've heard I'm moved by your voice. And so I'm glad to hear this story. Miss Vicky, we're gonna have him sing to you. I know you don't want to be on camera, but after he sings, we're gonna ask you a little something about how does that make you feel to have a man
A little something, something.
who loves
Just
you.
a little something.
Just a little. So I'm gonna play the soundtrack, and Andy, you ready to do your thing?
I'm always ready.
All right now.
So
Can you look her in the eyes?
we'll see how it come out.
Look her in the eyes. Are you ready, Mike? We're about to do this thing.
Sit on, baby. You can scoot the track up a little bit more. Sit on, baby. No. Oh, yeah. I can't believe that you're in my life. Oh. I can't believe you became my wife. Oh, pretty baby. 'Cause I've been waiting for someone like you. Yes, it's true. Me and you, baby. Say, oh, nobody else but you for me, girl. I'll let you know that, gotta let you know that, alright. And know that I wanna be the man for you, pretty baby. It's the best day ever, yeah. You're my best day ever. Whoa, 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 yeah. Yes, sir. It's the best day ever. The first time I laid my eyes on you, baby, I knew that you were the one for me. I've been waiting so long for you to come in my life, baby. Say, oh, there's no more waiting, oh, 'cause I'm here with you now, baby. Let me be the one who's gonna love you forever. Oh, the best day ever, baby. Oh, the best day ever. And it's the best day ever since you came into my life, honey. Sing it, y'all. It's the best day, yeah. Best day, yeah. That I like it the way you make me feel. Hey. Today, girl, the way you love me, I can't explain it sometimes, but it feels real good to me. Real good to me. And I love the way you love me, baby, baby. Baby, baby.
You better do it.
Oh, yeah. The best day for me, baby. Oh, oh. But do you know, but do you know that? Do you know? The best day ever for me, baby. All right. Hey, hey, yes it is. You feeling me, you feeling me, baby. Oh, hey, hey, yeah. The best day ever, girl.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Woo!
Okay.
It is
Oh.
so hard not to sing along with
Right?
Right.
You don't want me to sing. I got all kind of issues, and that's one of them. Oh,
Thank you.
my goodness. I am just, it's not often that I'm speechless.
Yeah, we've kind of.
You Vicky, we know you're off camera and like the voice of an angel. Please tell me, how do you feel when this man, I've never seen him sing quite that animated. That might be the most animated serenade.
You've
Oh,
not
you
seen
mean
it.
You've
not
not seen him on stage.
Yeah,
We will. When are you performing next?
At the Bite of Seattle.
When
on
is-
July 20th?
July
At
20th.
2 p.m.
July 20th.
Fountain Stage.
July 20th.
Yep.
Taste of Seattle.
Bite.
Right.
Bite of Seattle.
Yeah, at 2 p.m.
I love it.
Yeah.
I am in. I'm in. We'll all be there.
Absolutely.
We
Yeah.
hope to
I'll be
see
there.
you all there. You'll be there performing. Exactly. We will all be there. Cameras on. Miss Vicky, talk to me a little bit. Talk to me. The best day ever.
Every day.
Wow. You guys say that to each other every day.
We do. And sometimes we say it through clenched teeth.
Honey, best ever.
It's the best day ever.
Best ever, baby.
I love you. The best day ever. I'm about to
Boy,
choke you.
Choke you out.
Choke you out. Don't do it. But there's something to that. I mean, think
Yeah.
about it's positive psychology. And that's
Right.
Positive reinforcement.
Yeah,
It's
it's real.
It's real.
It's just real.
Yeah.
It's the best day ever because we are together.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the basis of all of it. Whether the clenched teeth or whatever, the basis is we're still here. And when you go through life and you have relationships, you go up and down, and you think this is one, you think this is the one, but when that one comes, it's a whole different feeling from what people really think being in love is all about. It's a whole the feeling is we went on that first date, and Marty and Sherry came with her.
Because I wasn't going
So-
on a blind date.
So
By
Mike
myself.
flashed to the couple here.
Chaperoning.
Chaperones.
We're chaperoning.
So you,
chaperones.
how are you involved in this? Well, I'm gonna come back to you.
No,
But
go ahead.
how are you involved in
Well,
this thing?
Vicky's been my friend for many years, and it's actually a funny story because I introduced her to one of my old friends that I hadn't seen in many years, who then was friends with Andy.
Right.
So she set them up on the date, and Vicky called me and said, "You guys have to come." I said, "Okay."
I can do
You
that.
know, we came.
It was a Gypsy Kings concert.
Yeah,
Gypsy
Gypsy Kings
Kings.
at Sando Shape Michelle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And so, and I got there nervous, and I said, okay, I've seen her picture and everything, but
And we talked on the phone.
we talked
for
on the phone quite a bit, and the conversation on the phone is like we've known each other for a long time, and
I'd pretty
and-
much assumed he wasn't an axe murderer.
That's good. You just wanted some company.
That's right.
Going to those kind of live
'Cause,
concerts.
I mean,
you-
really,
it's-
what do you do if it's just awful
yeah,
and you're trapped there? So I thought, basically, I bullied Sherry and Marty into coming
they were
Yeah.
happy to do so.
because
From what,
then at least I knew I was going to have fun with them.
Vicky needed an out.
and apparently there was no out needed.
no,
No.
no.
So I have to ask you. I'm gonna start with you. How did you feel? Like, tell me about that first date, the first experience. I mean, you talked on the phone, but when you met him, how was that for you?
Well,
be honest.
I'm yeah.
I'll be honest. No, go ahead.
Yeah.
Anybody who wants to jump in,
was
tell
the-
us about
it
this
was-
story.
Well, Yeah, Sherry has a lot of responsibility here. You know, I was the poster girl for Jaded and Bitter.
Mm.
So
Interesting.
I felt what I felt, but I didn't believe it. And I didn't believe him. But you know, he said he would call, and he did. He said he would show up, and he did. He was everything he presented. But I didn't believe it. It did take me a while to.
I remember Vicky standing by your car after the concert, and I remember looking at you and saying, "That is a good man."
Yeah.
You know, spending a couple hours with him, I said, "That man has a good soul and a good heart. He is a good man." And you know what? Could you even imagine?
Well, absolutely not.
Wow.
Yeah. It's been a wild ride.
Well, all I can say is I am just moved. Now, how did you feel? Clearly, best day ever.
I was
Clearly.
I at the time I wasn't really looking, and my
Okay.
friend Jennifer Eby, who was friends with Sherry, that's how Vicky and her met at a picnic or something. And so I would drive up to Snohomish and hang out with my friend Nicholas Williams to get away from everything. And Facebook lets you know if your friends are near or whatnot. And Jennifer saw that I was near. She lived like 5 minutes away from him. So she said, "Are you in town?" I said, "Yeah, I'm up here by Hallmark Coffee." She said, "We need to meet for coffee." So we met at Starbucks and, you know, catching up on everything. And she's been friends with me since my first marriage. And so we've been knowing each other a long time. And I told her about, you know, the last, you know, fiasco that I was involved with and all that, and what she knew about. And she said, "I have somebody that might work for you." I said, "I'm not looking for nothing. I'm trying to work on myself," you know, and
Me and myself.
yeah, because
Me, myself, and I.
right. And so, you know, she showed me the picture, and you know, I said, "Okay," you know, and so we're in the Starbucks, and Jennifer's sending pictures that I thought that she was getting, because she was up in Canada, and sometimes you can't get pictures in Canada. And she said, "He's from Portland." So when she said back to Jennifer, "I like Portland," I thought she liked what she saw in the picture, but she didn't even see the picture.
I like Portland.
She liked the city. That's, you know.
Oh, that's funny.
and so then I think we talked. I think we talked a little bit, and then
We talked because I was up in Canada and
Right.
coming back on the Monday.
right.
Well, so this is where it started, because he said in his text messages, "Well, I'll call you on Monday." Well, he called me on Monday.
Vicky's a little literal.
She said jaded and bitter. So what I love about this is, I'll let you finish.
Go ahead.
So what I love about this is you said you were jaded and bitter. You said you were not trying to do anything, have anything. You were focused on me, myself, and I, or you,
Exactly.
yourself, and you.
Absolutely.
And you were not interested in anything, yet you met. You were
met.
open.
Well, the finish what I was saying about Jennifer
Yes.
was when I left and heading back to Portland, and I was coming back up because I graduated from Lakes High School in Tacoma, and so they were having their 40th reunion, and I hadn't been to one, so I was going to go. So, but she didn't know that until we talked on the phone about the first date and about Gypsy King stuff. But the reason that I entertained it is because Jennifer Eby is not a matchmaker. She don't do that. She don't do that. And I've been knowing her for like 30 years. And so that's what made me entertain it. I said, if Jennifer is going to come, you know, go step forward like that in something that she doesn't do, I said, "Okay, Andy, have an open mind. Have an
That's
open
awesome.
mind." And so, you know, I told her I would call her at noon on Monday, and I called her at noon on Monday, and I called her at another time. Whatever I say I called, I called. And,
Imagine that.
And so we
There goes
so-
the jaded and bitter.
right
There goes jaded,
Right.
exactly.
And so at the time, and you know, we met, and so you know, she was calling me and wanted me to meet. Say, "Hey, you don't have to drive all the way up to Kirkland. I'll meet you halfway." I said, "Well, if I'm coming to see you, I'm coming all the way up."
Hold on. Stop. Gentlemen, anyone who's listening, do you understand what he just said? This is a man. This is a gentleman who said, "When I come to see you, I'm coming to see you."
Right. I'm not coming halfway. So anyway, so
That's important.
it's very important because I want, you know, how you treat somebody, you want to treat you the same way. Because I don't want to be, you know, half.
She's over here going, mm-hmm.
But
He came all the way. You guys, I wish you could see how beautiful she is. She's sitting over here like, mm-hmm.
but
He came all the way.
but
It matters.
Here's the other part.
Yes,
too.
sir.
So after I met her,
Mm-hmm.
I had already planned to go on a retreat.
Okay.
Go on a retreat by myself, no cell phones, getting my chakras read, my reading cards. I in Silver Falls in Silverton, Oregon, but it's the most beautiful place. What I was most intrigued about the place, that it was no birds, it was completely quiet, and I went down there to get away from everything, phones, TV, all that, and to have my tarot cards read. And I asked 3 questions. I asked about my music career,
Mm-hmm.
asked about the ex that I left,
Mm-hmm.
and I asked about Vicky.
Okay.
The first thing we asked was about the ex, and he did the cards, and he literally said this to me. He said, "Run." And I I looked at him. I said, "What?" He said, "I'm not kidding. Run. This is not for you. This is how I'm talking to you. Is how he was talking to me."
Run.
He said,
Run.
"I'm serious. That's it.
Run
You
for
see
your
these 2
life."
devil cards right here?
Okay.
2 of them." And I said, okay. I said, "So what about my music career?" He said, "Your music career is about to take off. You just need to be ready."
Mm.
That's what he said to me. And then I said, "Okay, I just met this girl. Name is Vicky." And he did the card thing. And he said, "That's your soulmate right there." That's
Wow.
what he said. And so anyway, I'm quiet. I'm like, okay. And so then he said, "There you go. Bring me a CD." So I'm yet to drive back down there and give him the CD and everything. And I've tried to call him a couple of times, haven't reached him.
Wow.
But anyway,
There's no cell phones.
yeah.
Right.
Because I try to, yeah. And so I called the office to try to leave a message, but he didn't get it. So anyway, we got back together, and it's been
the best day ever
It's been the
since
best day
then.
ever since.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, and and Marty and Sherry and
Well, I got
Yes.
to give a plug to Sherry too, because
Yeah.
Sherry's been really integral in this whole thing, with putting them together with Wyeth and
Mhm.
and really seeing some opportunities for them.
Tracy.
And it's interesting. This is from the very beginning. This has been, God works in mysterious ways, because we're on a journey together.
Yeah,
and,
it's amazing.
and it's doors just keep opening.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it organically opening. And
Yeah.
That's the God of it.
Yeah.
That's the God of it, because it's organically happening. And sometimes, in your journey, people gonna come in, people gonna go out. But the nucleus is always gonna stay together no matter what.
I love it.
And that's
I love
to me. Me deciding to move away from Portland to be with her and be closer to my family, which is in Tacoma.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a core, because I didn't really know anybody up here. And then, so they were my core. They stood my core.
Wow.
That's, so it all just, I don't know how it worked, but it worked.
Yeah.
And
Do that again, Tom. Can we all?
yeah, can we point upstairs?
Can we
And
point upstairs?
Yeah.
The title of the show is Bigger Than Me, and if you listen to that song, it's bigger than
Yeah,
me, right?
and so, when
that's the
Yeah.
reason I had to do a radio show. I'm writing a book by the same title, but a book does not actually translate these kind of miracles.
Yeah, and
It
so
just
that's my
happens.
guy. So I need to talk. I call him, because I know he'll listen.
Yes.
And he will give me good feedback, whether I need to hear something. Hey, you need to do this, or good or bad.
I love it.
If I need straighten up, then he straightened me up.
Wow.
And them the kind of friends that I need.
I
I
love
don't
it.
need nobody blowing smoke. I don't need that.
I love it.
There's a lot of people who will blow smoke.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Especially
your
when
your
you're-
true friends will tell you what you absolutely need to hear,
Right.
even if you don't want to receive it.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I literally had to force them to go meet Wyeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I-
always
'cause-
got
because I
invited
was
with-
not trusting.
Wyeth being
Being
Wyeth is
the-
a music consultant that we've been working
Yeah,
with
and,
for a couple of years.
right, and because I wasn't trusting of because of what I went through in the music industry before, so I wasn't trusting. So she was animated about it, and so we finally did, and it was one of the best things that happened in my music career to have him come on board with his knowledge.
What's his name? Wyeth.
Wyatt
Barkley.
Barkley, but he goes by B.
B.
All right, B.
And he was a great asset to me and to her, and we made a whole bunch of noise,
I love it.
and it's been great, and my life has been great since I've been up here, since I've been back home in Washington. I
love
came
it.
from Tacoma to.
I love this, and they say you are the best. You're the king of soul
That's
of the Northwest.
That's the moniker.
The
they
Northwest king of the soul, king of soul.
Gave me. Yeah, the newspaper, Oregonian newspaper, gave me that moniker about 3 years ago.
Number one R&B songs. I just think, again, we're going to talk a little bit more about your story, your life story, how, you didn't arrive at the, Hall of Fame, right, on a Cadillac bus, right? There's been a journey.
It's been a hell of a journey.
But what I want to talk about also is, again, just little things. Again, the reason this show is so important is because we want to talk about like our life and be open to possibilities. And I remember, you guys talked about how important it is to be honest friends who will care, who will share. You've shared many things about just relationships and how things just happen, right? And you believe that there's some positive force that is aligning. I want to talk about how we met.
Ooh,
Wow.
wasn't that something?
Just real quick, how
Go
we
ahead
met.
on, go.
So I'm gonna let you guys fill in the gaps. But I met Sherry at a Rotary meeting, and in part of I think I've shared before. I had 25 years in corporate America, 8 years at IBM, 14 years at Disney, my last 5 at Microsoft. But I'm also president of a nonprofit organization called the National Black MBA Association, focused on intellectual and economic empowerment. I only say that to say I've been connecting with organizations like the Rotary, et cetera, who are doing great things in the community. Probably my second meeting in 2 years, right? I plan to be more consistent, but it was less than a month ago.
Yeah.
And I meet you, a friend of mine invited me, Marcia. We're sitting at the same table. And as we're leaving, there was just a connection. And as we're leaving, she's like, oh, you have to come to the Taste of Tacoma. I have a friend who's performing. I'm like, oh, I love live performances. So we plan to meet there on it was a Friday.
It was a Friday, yeah.
It's a
Friday
Friday night.
Friday
yeah.
night.
I can tell a long story, but short story is I get there, taking my first time.
No, it's a long. She gets there late after he performs, completely after he performs.
Tell the truth. Tell the
Well,
truth.
I was gonna skip that part. So just let me. Yes, I get there late
But it's part of the
after his.
story.
So I'm also volunteering at SCORE, and SCORE is an amazing organization again that helps people start their businesses. And so I live in Bellevue, was in Seattle, and I've driven to Tacoma before for someone's graduation. It's a nightmare. So I was like, oh, I'm going to take public transportation. I'm going to take a train. My first train. Long story short, I took the train. Even that was a divine connection. 2 weeks from now, I'm going to have 3 men on the show that I met on the train who are absolutely amazing. We'll talk about that later. But again, divine intervention. That train ride was divine intervention. Being late, divine intervention.
Right, because you sent me a text.
I sent you a text. Look, if I go back to my text messages, I think I arrived you were done at 6. I think I may have arrived at 6:05. We could go back. I'll just pretend, right? Whatever time it was, you guys were done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were done.
You were done.
Yep.
And I'm walking, so my ride dropped me off at this circle. I'm walking up and I see Handsome Tom. And I'm like, hey, from my church.
Handsome Tom. I
Handsome
like that
Tom.
moniker.
I like that.
Handsome Tom.
Guitar on your shoulder. I'm like, hey, how are you doing? You're like, hey, you just missed it.
Yep.
We killed it on stage. I'm like, if you just killed it on stage and you were on stage with my friend because apparently I just missed him.
Yeah.
And you were like, Andy Stokes. I'm like, I think that's who it was. Hold on. So I'm looking down my text. I find Andy Stokes. I'm like, yeah, that's the guy. And it was so interesting. So then I'm like, wow, what a coincidence. So I texted you saying, I think when I got dropped off, I'm here.
Yeah.
I see Tom. It really was no more than 5 minutes, but I got this thing because we've been talking about you being on my show as well because you're amazing. And your wife was there. And I'm like, oh, I met your wife who, how long have you guys been married?
28 years.
28 years. I'm like, oh, no, you have to be on my show. You have to be on my show. I would love to talk about your relationship and your career, et cetera. And
Gritting teeth. I'm just kidding.
she was
Best
awesome.
day
She was
ever.
like, exactly. She was like, yeah, Tom. So I was like, give me your number. Now, it was interesting because I said, give me your number. We go to church together. I could have gotten your number anytime.
Yep.
No lie. God said, get his number. And I'm like, I'm talking to him like, I can get it another time. He's like, I got to go. I got another gig.
I had a gig in downtown Seattle.
And you said it 3 times.
Yeah, I said, I'm running late. I got to get to the next gig.
I know. And God has said, get his number.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of accustomed to getting the number.
Yeah.
But then my phone wasn't opening up, and I'm like, he's got to go, God. Basically is what I'm saying. Okay, I'll get it later.
Yep.
You took, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 steps, and God said, get his number. And I'm
Yep.
like, okay, I had to turn around, call you back and say, Tom, I don't know what's happening right here, but I need to get your number right now. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I did actually.
And I'm thinking, I could get a guy his number, but I'm just listening. Okay, I'm just going to get his number.
Yep.
And his wife was like, yeah, Tom, give her your number.
And she's walking
She's
up the
like,
street.
I'm going to keep going because I
Yeah.
got a bad knee,
Yeah.
but you give her the number
Yeah.
and then you catch up with
Yeah,
me.
exactly.
So I get your number.
Exactly.
I'm like, okay, thank you so much. I'll
Thank
talk
you.
to you later. I'm feeling kind of bad. Like I'm making them even later, but God said, get the number.
Right.
I'm like, thank you, Tom. I'll see you later.
I
He
gotta go.
he
I gotta
runs
go.
off.
I gotta go.
I text you. It was literally 5 minutes from when I said I arrived to, I just met Tom. I was like, McElroy, who I think was just performing with Andy. It was literally 5 minutes
Yeah,
Yep.
about 5 or 10 minutes. Yeah.
between my text to her when I got there and when I texted her. It was exactly 5 minutes on my text
Okay.
messages, literally.
Well, it was as long as the ice cream line was because Sherry
Right,
and I were
right.
standing in
You were
line
in
for
ice
ice
cream
cream.
Long story
Was
short,
the ice cream good?
I think
Oh,
we
yes, it
find
was.
each other, we meet up, it's all great. But can you tell them what happened in that 5 minutes?
Well,
How it was such a divine connection?
well, we were late, and I caught up with my wife, and then we got caught up in a traffic accident where somebody had robbed two I think
Two cars.
there was some robbery
there was
and
some
a
robbery
shootout.
and we missed the shootout just by mere seconds because when we got up there, they closed the freeway down.
Pop, pop, pop.
Yeah, and we could hear her going, pop, 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 and we were like, what the? And then we saw a couple of cars wrecked, and then there was a couple. Then when there was a couple of cars skidding, and then we managed to get out of the way, and just because of that 5 minutes, we missed all the craziness. We got redirected off the freeway. We were like, man, if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't
Crazy
for my
girl.
friend from
That crazy girl
crazy
who got my
woman,
number,
yeah,
who
that-
already.
and that 5 minutes changed our whole day.
Right.
Just
That's. I mean, I got to
like,
tell you.
and like Andy said, it's just some money, Tom. You'll get it back, because it's not worth your life.
Oh, you mean I'm
kinda-
missing the gig?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Because by the time the traffic, we were all kind of
yeah. it was
trapped in
crazy,
traffic.
Yeah.
But what I thought was interesting, again,
We
Later.
didn't know each other.
we didn't know each other. We knew each other. You knew each other, but we hadn't all connected.
yeah.
So we had a few bites together, and then we ended up having drinks
Yeah.
after the show and after the shootout and after.
Yeah.
And again, we didn't know. We didn't know.
didn't know
we
anything
didn't know
about
about the
the
shootout or
shootout.
anything. We were just trapped. We couldn't get out of Tacoma. We're like, we had to go like way through Tacoma and figure out a way. And so we're like,
Yeah.
hey, let's just meet in
Bellevue.
Bellevue.
Right.
And so we met in Bellevue, and we're all sitting around the table, and we're waiting.
And
And then what happened?
He pulls up his phone and
Then
says,
Tom, texted me and told me and was telling me, I think, did we talk? I think
Yeah,
You
I
called
called
him
called
after.
me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he told me what's happening. And I said, I'm sitting right here with her. I'm sitting.
So, but the text said, what did the text said? Something like,
Met
That-
this lady from
that crazy woman from
From
church
Delayed me.
may have saved my life.
saved my life.
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
what he said.
yeah.
He said
And I
the
said,
same-
I'm the crazy lady from
Yeah.
church.
and I said, I'm sitting right here with them. I'm sitting right here with
Yeah.
her. And it's like, wow.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
It
That's-
gets weirder. It gets much weirder after that. I don't even know if she knows.
I don't know anymore.
Well, then, so I do not pray in public, but apparently we all prayed in
We
public.
prayed
We
right
all
there at
grabbed
the table.
hands
and
and
we
prayed
prayed
at the
table.
table
Yeah.
and asked for help with some stuff that Andy needed, and something amazing happened. And then when you left, we kept saying you were an angel. We all agreed you were an angel, and it was
She's an
pretty
angel.
amazing.
And it's true. So this part Tracy doesn't know
Right.
is that, and we can't give you the details right now because it's still in play.
Yes.
But something really big happened the next day.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is
That you asked for,
in
that we asked
process
for.
that we
Yeah.
asked for. It's in process,
Wow.
and you'll hear about it soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope it's
But
that thing
And
that
we'll come back. And we'll come back on.
We'll
I
come
hope
back
it's
on.
that thing that
Does
I
anybody
heard.
else have goosebumps?
Yeah.
I have
It's
goosebumps.
we were
The
all
very
pretty
next
excited.
day.
I like got chicken skin, yeah.
Yeah.
So we are definitely going to have you back because I know if it's the thing that I think you're talking about, the other thing, the good thing,
Yeah, it was the very next day.
It's the very next day.
Is it about this song that you have coming
It's going
up?
to be about the song.
And it's an amazing song. We
Yeah.
can't talk about it, but let me just say I heard it. And again, I don't consider myself hip, but I'm like, that's a number one song.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so
We all agree, yeah.
Yes.
And once I got the final mixes and we were picking which mix he listened to. I always had this thing, and I sent it out to my friends. I sent out just to certain friends that would say yay or nay or tell me how they feel about it. I knew it was a hit because I sang it for 12 years in Portland at the Candlelight because it's my tribute to Kashif, who was the top DJ.
Oh, you can't say too much now, Andy.
Okay, I'm done. Okay.
Stop.
But he sent it to Marty, and Marty was in the car.
That's where
and
I was going.
And I sat in the car. We went in the car so nobody else could hear it. Rolled up the windows, and Marty's face. I have pictures to recollect this.
Oh, that's
of
right.
Marty's
She does
face
have pictures.
because he was just like, and I was like, okay, I'm taking pictures.
I mean, I honestly, you're an amazing singer, but I mean,
Yeah.
that showcased all of your skills. Anyway, we can't talk. Let's just stop talking
Then
about
we
it. We'll
can't
bring you
talk
back.
about it.
We'll
We
bring
don't
you
wanna-
back.
We don't
So-
want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to jinx.
We don't want you.
anything.
But
I don't
let's
want to-
also let's talk about. I think I heard you guys tell a little bit about his story because again, this show is about helping people to achieve their dreams and to get over obstacles. And from what I understand from your beautiful wife and from these guys, you've been through. It's been a journey for you. You've experienced homelessness.
I went through the wilderness.
Tell us about the wilderness and how you and what would you share with others on how to get out.
Well, 2005.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was going good for me musically, and I just got through playing the show in Vegas at the Venetian, and got home. Sundays was my first kind of gig at a casino in Vegas, and so I'm everybody's at home, and Sunday got home early that morning, and sorry about that, and feeling full of myself and having fun. And then the next morning about 10 o'clock, Diane, who was at this bank, I'm not going to mention the name on the air, but said, you need to come down here. And when I got down there, I was hit by identity fraud and lost everything that I had.
Wow.
And I was in the process of getting ready to buy a house, so I had a significant amount of money in there, down payments, first-time buyer.
Wow.
Everything was in place for me to buy my first house. I had it all picked out and everything ready to go. And it left me with $200.
Wow.
And so I'm figuring that since it was somebody in the branch that I'm covered, I'm good to go. But they sent me to the other department, and the red tape began. Phone call, and nothing's happening. Credit cards, everything snowballing. Not know what I'm going to do, and you're sitting in. I'm sitting in my little condo thing, just mad. I'm
mad for you. I'm mad right now.
There ain't nothing worse than somebody else messing your life up. When you've done everything, that you supposed to do to get to my goal was to buy me a house. And so the complex that I was in, I owed them so much because I had a 2-bedroom, and when I couldn't afford that, they let me down to 1-bedroom. When I couldn't afford that, they let me down into a studio. And then after that, I had to move back to Tacoma to my parents' house. And so the saving grace has always been music. I still have my name, and the clubs were still booking me, and I still had a huge following. So gave me this. Gave me my talent to sing, so that's how I made my money. And then I had a guy that worked at actually Butch was working at Columbia Credit Union.
Oh yeah.
I said, what am I going to do? He's playing keyboards with me at the time. He goes, I'm gonna pull your credit report and I'm gonna show you what you need to focus on, because ain't everything on there you have to pay off, because some of this stuff's going to come off. You just pay these, this and this and this and this. Yeah. and then get you a credit card and just pay for the gas and pay it off every month. And so that's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I did. I wasn't thinking about no record deal. I wasn't thinking about no touring. I wasn't thinking about no hit song. I wasn't thinking about none of that. I was just thinking about, I'm booking these gigs. So I said, these club owners are booking me every month anyway. So I went to all 7 of them at the time. I said, you're booking me every month, so can you just book me a year at a time?
Nice.
Okay? Just give me,
Right.
you know, you got me on the second Saturday of this month, right? Book me for the whole year. And so 5 of the clubs, I had certain days that I played every month. So they booked me for the whole year.
That's awesome.
Okay. And so by me doing that, it was a steady flow of money coming in. And then when I get those, you know, those extra shows, those,
Yes.
private shows, you get more money. And
Festivals
whatever.
and
Right. And so I busted my butt, you know, and thank God for friends sleeping on this couch here, sleeping on that couch here. Thank the Lord I never had to sleep on the street, that I had friends. I always had a couch to sleep at, and I always can come back home to my mom's house and whatever. And so I just worked, then complained. Just, you know, this is what I got to do. I don't care. I know I can't get no house, but all I want is an apartment that's mine, and I ain't sleeping on nobody's couch in nobody's house. I just wanted my own. I don't care if it was a studio. I just wanted something that was, I go home and that's me in it, you know. And so when I got close, okay, I said, I'm a year away from getting out of this. And I had been 7 years behind on my taxes. I said, well, if I get a job, I know, and I got to work at it for a year, I know that the IRS is going to garnish my wages, and that's going to help me pay down my stuff. So I got a job at FedEx. And so I worked at FedEx. I started working at FedEx, and that's what I did.
Hardest working man, just working it out.
Loading trucks with them young bucks, you know, just, you know, loading trucks and sweating and
Tell her about what your typical day was.
I worked the graveyard shift, so I had to be at work at 1:10 in the morning, and then I worked till 6, and also played on the weekend. So if I had a show on Friday, I'll finish my show at 12:30, run in the bathroom, change my clothes, jump in my car, and go to work. Just to be at work so I can clock in at 1, and then I would work till 6 o'clock in the morning, and then get up.
Hardest working man in radio, people. I love this story. So you worked it out.
Yeah, and so
I think sometimes people don't get that. Sometimes you just got to work it out.
You just got to.
And the angels aren't going to come down from heaven above, and sometimes they will, but
it's really hard to be an overnight success.
Yeah, but anyway,
I love it. You worked it out.
Yeah, I'm my father's son, and you know, my dad works. You know, we have six of us kids, and he worked 2 jobs, 2 and 3 jobs, and my dad also said, you know, he said, I don't care how much talent you got, boy. He said, but you better always be ready to go to work if you need to. I ain't never been afraid to go to work. And I like before everything broke for me, I was, you know, even before when I was in Portland, I had a job. So anyway, I worked at FedEx and then right after I started seeing her, I got some money back from the bank.
Oh, nice.
And I was able to pay off the rest of my stuff.
Oh, so the bank finally came through, because
They
I'm
came
still
through.
mad. I'm glad you came back, because I'm fuming over here. I'm like, this story is a cliffhanger.
What is that, 12 years later?
Yeah, 12 years later. And
Wow.
and the
Nice.
reason that I got it back is because I had enough money to pay a friend of mine who was a lawyer who went at him.
I don't know
And-
what bank
and they're
this
not-
was, but
Please tell me they paid you interest.
which
they-
bank
they
are we
paid-
talking about? I'm sorry, this is a positive show, because
I'm
I'm about
sorry,
to go.
it's Bank of
I- no, no,
America. I ain't never been go there ever again. I'm saying on the air.
That's crazy.
I'm not ever going there again. And yes, they did.
Wow, good.
You know, and I paid off everything. And then
Thank
I
God.
remember the most. I'm with Vicky now, and I remember I was in Portland, and I remember I was paying all that taxes back and getting the letters from the IRS, you know, calling them, working with them, paying. And then I was in Portland. I did a show, and I had a P.O. box, and I went to the P.O. box. No, I didn't go to the P.O. box. They don't mail the P.O. I came to Delbert's house, my friend Delbert, who I went to college with.
Yes.
He said, you got some mail from the IRS. And it was like 3 letters. And you know that color. You know that color. You know that color is a check, right? And I got my first check back a refund back, and I opened it up, and it was like $600,
You were like, yes.
$500, and
I don't know you.
$900. From the years, and I dropped in Delbert's living room.
And he was crying. I came up there and he was just crying.
Wow.
He's almost crying now.
It's so beautiful to be done. To have done
You know
the
what?
work.
You can quit or you can overcome. And that man right there, he overcomes. And I can't wait to see the next chapter. I can't wait to see the next chapter because he's paid his dues and he has something inside of him that a lot of people need to hear.
Oh my goodness. Paid your dues, and it's about to come. It's about to.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna play, Mike. If you let me know when you're ready, we're actually gonna play the video of Best Day Ever, because I think what was so cool. But just talk about what you did with that video. So you're gonna see all these images from other people in the Pacific Northwest. So it was your best day ever. I'm gonna let him. It was your best day ever, but it was also you invited other people to share their stories as well. Tell us about that.
Well, we asked through Andy's social media,
yes.
we asked his fans and friends if they would send us a photograph of their best day ever. And that any best day ever with your kids, with your family, with your significant other, with your dog, because of course we're dog people. So every day is the best day.
Yeah, and they've been in your videos.
Exactly. They're the
They've
video
been in
stars.
the videos, haven't they?
Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
And they did. They sent us in thousands of photos, and we left it up to the director to decide what photos went in. But we think he did a great job.
It's a great video. So I'm going to show the video, and then the way we end the show is, again, we have 10 minutes left. Mike's going to give me 8. So we're going to play this video. It's 3.5 minutes. When we come back, it's a segment that I called Surrender and Source. We're just going to kind of recap whatever you might want to share, whatever final words you might want to share. How do you reach handsome Andy? Where are you performing next? Anything you guys want to share? Words of wisdom to the public. We just really want to close in just a kind of calm, loving, reflective way.
I love it. I still got to talk about meeting him. That was
So do you want to play the video, or do you want to talk about meeting him?
I keep leaning back from the mic, so they keep pointing at me. Sorry, y'all.
I'm going to play the video. We're going to tie him to the microphone. I'm going to play the video real quick because it's pretty amazing. Yeah?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. You ready, Mike?
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
Okay, he said no video. So then we're going to, I guess if there's no video showing is what you're saying? No video playing. Okay, well, in the meantime, while I figure out the video, would you like to tell us about how you met this?
This guy sitting next to me, Tom McElroy, I had talked to my wife. I said, I need to put a band together.
Keep talking.
I need to put a band together. And so because I had started, doing little stuff. I was doing Thursdays at Sugar's down in and Renton, and so Vicky and I, I had been playing at Sugar's for a minute, and so Vicky, let's Josephine, this female singer Josephine,
Josephine Howell.
Josephine Howell. Oh my God, sing!
She's amazing.
Crazy amazing.
Beautiful.
And Vicky and I went to Sugar's for a date in a date.
Oh.
And so because she loved
On
their
account of their gumbo.
Yeah, the gumbo.
I've been there.
gumbo
Actually,
was
it is
good.
really
The
good.
food was
Yeah.
off the
Gumbo
chain.
was good.
Yeah,
Yes.
the
And
food.
the
Oh my-
coconut cake.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna rush you through the story because you're amazing. I'm gonna bring you back as well with your wife. You know that. So
Okay, I'm
what
gonna
would you
rush
like to say about this?
So I said I need a guitar player, but I'm very picky about guitar players, and I seen this white guy on stage. Just playing playing. I'm going. What? He must have been around some brothers. That's exactly what I said, didn't I?
Yep, that's how he plays at church every Sunday
And I said,
too.
then he found out he went to Garfield, hanging with the brothers, and I am blessed to have this man in my life, and we're now creating a writing team and soon to be a writing company, and we've been starting to write songs together. And
Tom, what would you like to say about?
Well, I think Andy is like a godsend to me too, because I was like really tired of like doing meaningless gigs and not having a perspective on the business. So through him, I met a guy named he's a fellow who works for the Grammys, and now he's my guitar student, and he's getting me involved in the Grammys. So I'm taking more of a ownership role in my own existence, musical existence, and that's something I've never done.
Can I give you a high five on that too?
That's
Did you
awesome.
say, sorry, an ownership role?
Yep.
Like you said, you're taking the lead. So basically, this is what we talk about on the show: being intentional.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, focus, not just going through life. And you were killing it anyway. You weren't just going through life, but you're saying you're now being intentional about achieving your dreams.
I'm looking at my dreams because I've always considered myself just to be a side man. You know, I just show up. I'm a hired gun.
Right.
Show up, play my butt off, go home.
And what is your dream? What are you doing now, baby?
I'm riding with Andy.
All right now.
See,
We in the car. We gone.
Yeah.
The next door is open.
The next door.
I love it.
The next door is open. And that's all I'm gonna say. The next door is open. The next day after all the divine meeting and the prayer at Steakhouse, and
Wow.
I'm trying to keep both feet on the ground. It's hard for me to not get excited because the situation does not happen like that to bury me the artist. And it's
It's all about the love.
and we have and the funny part of it is, I'm gonna say a little bit about the phone call. Is
I'm shutting this down, y'all, because I could play it right now.
We
but
have anything
we ain't got
coming?
4 minutes
Yeah.
left, and I want this.
I'm getting
conversation
excited
to
talking
continue.
too much.
No, you're not.
I can't.
Please.
Vicky said you need to tell me.
No,
Shut up, man.
Yeah.
Listen, you guys
You
go
see this?
to YouTube and find the Best Day Ever official video. We don't have to play it here. This is what matters. This show really is about connecting with people and really inspiring people, right? So to hear you talk about being intentional, please continue, and then we're gonna circle around and actually, again, we got a few more minutes left.
Yeah.
I'd rather
I'm
end with
going to be
these
quiet before
points
I
of
mess around
connection.
and spill the beans.
Oh, there's some beans. Oh yeah, you
Don't
can't spill the
the
I can't
beans.
spill the
Andy.
beans.
Oh,
Don't
those
spill the beans.
that,
I can't.
all I know is you. Please grant
Because
me.
Vicky's over here doing this.
That's why she's not on camera.
The secret.
That's
Don't
exactly
tell
why
the
I'm
secret.
not on
But
camera.
please, I need you guys to come back when that.
Oh,
show.
that's for sure.
Because
Yeah.
let me just tell you, that is a number one. I mean, it is going to be like my prediction, and I'm not into music. My prediction is it's going to be one of the fastest songs that gets into number one and stays there.
Look out, she's scary.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Hey, you are the angel, and you know what?
I'm-
When you say stuff, it happens. So I believe.
That's all we can say right
That's
now.
all
'Cause
we can
it
say.
is what it is.
Listen, let me
Yeah.
just say what we're going to do, because listen, this show is called Bigger Than Me, and this is my personal ministry. It really is. Like, I want to open up a platform for people to be able to tell their story. So I don't typically pray on studio, but I'm going to pray right now. I'm going to drop it if that's okay.
Absolutely.
And then we're going to come around. So I'm going to pray, and I'm going to pray with my eyes open because God is hearing me and he's watching. Lord, right now I ask that every person who hears our voices will actually just pause. And just like each of us here, just focus on their purpose in life, why you put them on this earth, and give us each the courage to go after our dreams with reckless abandon. Go after our dreams intentionally. We ask that the things that we're after, Lord, we ask that you just bring all the blessings to us. We know we've paid some dues up in here, and we ask that this song, when it comes out, we ask that it goes to number one for so many
Amen.
reasons. It's a healing song. It's not about his vanity. He is the most humble person I know. It's about saving and helping others. That song is going to save some relationships. It's going to heal some hearts and heal some souls. So God, we ask that you just put it out there, let it go to number one and stay to number one. And we got 2 minutes left, Lord. So you know, at this moment, we ask that you just let your will be done in all things. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Now we got 2 minutes left. I'm going to ask each of you to just share if there's anything you want to say to those who are watching about what you've done in life to achieve your dreams. How important, what do you say is one of the most important things? Friendship, commitment, endurance.
No, I'd say just actually giving a hand up always and having an open